Good times day and welcome to Tales of Aether. We've missed last week, so let's see if I remember what we were doing. I believe you were given a kind of a lead by Rikik to visit Orestes Raptis, apparently a person involved with Meltades and maybe having some involvements with Winno's family circumstances. Some of you have traveled there while Lance was staying at the ship, feeling sick. You met the old man who looked very strange, very bizarre, very old, but he seemed to have almost recognized Winnow and believed in everything that Winnow has said and shared as much as he knew. He shared that he was working with Winnow's parents, he was a consultant into the divine magic, his brother Miltiades was security basically, but after the terrible accident where the magic went wrong and vampires were destroyed, their souls were destroyed, Orestes had a crisis of faith, broke paths with his brother, disappeared basically, and started new life as a shopkeeper. Miles took a short trip to his home to consult with his father one more time to pick up a introduction letter, basically, that you might use when you go to Lamia. Learned that Miltiades has already broken, and that you are welcome to go talk to him, interrogate him, see if you find any new information, as well as wait for the SRT, the Special Response Team, to raid the Children of the Sun's hideout to hopefully return with more information and clues and things. You have regrouped later in the evening with Lance seemingly feeling much better, took the craft flyer to Miles' estate, and I believe we're on your way to meet with Miles' father, whose name, as usually, I have forgotten. So while Miles joins us, Lance, so you've been having some like headaches, I believe, recently, and they've peaked this morning, causing this like sickness almost in your stomach, causing you to sit out on the day. And this seemed to intensify whenever some of your crewmates were like coming in and check on you. It subsided over the day, but it was hard not to notice when they came back to pick you up, as some of their eyes and other sensory organs were just alight with visible light, smelling faintly of sunlight passing through forest leaves. It's new.
That's not something that we notice ourselves, right?
No, you just knew that he was feeling kind of under the weather. Enough under the weather that he didn't crawl all over the ground fly, making sure you didn't break it. But in any case, you do arrive to Miles' estate, as I'm hoping that he's gonna join us any moment now. He's typing, he's been typing for a while. Scares me. He stopped typing, that scares me even more.
Well, while we're there, we can talk or something. We're on the way to his family's estate, right?
Yeah, if you wanna.
Yeah, cool. Am I right in saying that you said smell the light that goes through forest leaves?
Yes.
Yeah, very strange. I think they're called God rays. Maybe I'm wrong. Is Lance said any of this? No. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Alright. Oh, while we're on the way, I say to Lance, yeah, excuse me just for a moment. I'm going to speak to Winnell, and I go to Winnell. In the back of the graph flyer, if we're taking the graph flyer, and I say, Winnell, I was looking for you the other day, and you were gone. Something has been on my mind for a while. I wanted to ask, can I talk to you in the back just for a second?
Sure.
So a reminder, Graflyer will basically have 3 rows of seats.
Yeah.
And then
We're, like,
have the
huddling in the
cargo hold where Bobby is sitting.
Oh, right.
So you're essentially sitting on my lap if you want to talk in the back.
It's okay. Bobby's like zoned out. It's fine.
I think he's
But
offline.
this isn't a big.
That's
It's,
the term,
yeah.
I think.
I'll just like kind of look down awkwardly. I'll sit on his leg because he's like propped in a way to like get at the computer. I'll just sit on him like a chair. And yes, it's nothing. It's big. It's nothing big, but it's something on my mind for a while. I've been feeling a lot better. I mean, a lot better with my condition. A lot. Since talking to all you guys, and we've done some stuff, I felt a lot more confident about it.
Mhm.
And I will remember the moment when you used your magic on me the first time, and I was at a mirror, and I saw a different face on me. That left an impression, and you've been doing it for a bit now, mostly because of this whole idea I had. I was scared to let people know who I was. I'm wondering, you've done stuff like this for Lance. This stuff to be done with Miles. I feel like you're the one to ask. When the time's right, could I get a new face?
What do you
Curious.
mean? Like permanently?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this because I came here to figure this out. If I'm me, and then you did that, and I thought I can figure it out, but I can just be new. I can be someone else, and I just thought, why not? And I don't know how it would work. I know nothing about what you and Lance do, but is it worth a shot?
I mean, let me just say that you look beautiful the way you are. Just to get that out of the way. I don't think we need to, if that's the reason. So,
Well, thank you.
but of course, if you want changes, those can be made, yes.
Well, you have to say that. Just a new face.
They usually do those at a beauty clinic, but I got you.
Well, I wanted something permanent because you see, it's not that this face is bad. I'm not insecure. I don't have these problems, but this is the face of potentially someone else.
Mm.
That's the problem.
Yeah, plus everybody recognizes you.
Maybe not right now because of what Bobby said. I think it's actually handy to get it out there, find them somehow. But when the time's right, I would like if you could.
Well, actually, I was thinking of trying something. And
Hit me.
yeah, instead of, why just the face, If we could make you a bit taller, a bit, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Obviously, it's going to be a bit more painful, but I think we can do that. If you want to change anything else, we should do all in one go.
Well, sounds pretty radical of a change. So long as, well, I mean, experiences like that, I'm not want to run away. I don't mind going through the pain, but as long as it doesn't screw over what I can do for the group, and if you make me taller and then I can't walk for a while, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Or you make my arm longer and then
I mean, I'm
can't
not
shoot
insured,
right.
but let's just say I read the theory in it. Honestly, I think it's really easy.
Oh, no, okay.
I mean, I need to test it
In
on
that case-
someone, so if you volunteer, that's fine.
Well, I think, yeah, you got me there. I've been thinking about this for a while now, so yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I would need some time to prepare, and you would need to give me as close a picture would be nice, or inspiration.
I'll think.
You
I'll
can
think about
do
it.
it like you can also tell me just do whatever you want, and I'll get out my inner artist, and then whatever you like. That's
if it's permanent, I'll have a look first.
okay. So then,
Yeah, thanks, Doc. I'll wait a bit. I'll keep this face as a calling card to try and get it out there. But yeah, whenever you're ready, tell me, and we'll just.
maybe you should walk around for a few days with a temporary face. You know what I mean? And when you
Well, like
find
your
one that
magic?
you like, then we do the real thing.
Sure. Well, like you put your magic on, and we just see what it's like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Oh yeah.
it's just gonna be an illusion, basically. But
Well, I've always liked it when that illusion has been on. I felt better walking around anyway.
well, maybe we could also work on your confidence, but that's okay. We'll do the face.
Whoa. You can like change.
Mm.
Can you change people mentally? That's a bit fucked up.
I don't think I can. That's
Well,
interesting. I'll look into that. I'll look into that.
No. I don't want to get doubtful about this. No, don't. Thanks,
We
Doc.
can change Bobby.
Shake your hand. That's it. I'm happy enough. No
Okay.
change in my head. Thank you. He'll sit down. Looks quite chuffed with himself.
Glad I could help.
No shivers there at all at the end, but thank you. I'll wipe off Bobby's tie for the next person who uses a chair.
Right. So yeah, you arrive at the estate. I don't remember if Miles was already there or if you reunite picked him up on the way there. Doesn't matter. You're all together now.
He was there first.
Yeah,
Miles.
yeah. So
I was there first, and I wanted to bring Winnell for the questioning.
And you're not Miles, so obviously you radio in your arrival way in advance. You get a proper approach pattern or whatever it's called, and you land properly. You do get greeted and met, but nothing as fancy as what Miles would usually get. And escorted to wherever Miles currently is. while Miles, what's the name of your father?
Jack.
Sure. While Jack is kind of like getting his breakfast, it's like 10 in the evening. While Jack is getting his breakfast coffee and basically waiting for all of you to reconvene, which you do. So Miles greets you, and I assume Miles has something to tell you all.
Well, yes. I assume I've already told them, perhaps over, but we have the other Melty, and he's very inclined to answer any question you might have for him. I think this is something of importance to you, Wendell.
Okay. He didn't seem like the talkative type, but okay.
He is under some influence of my parents. That certainly helps with making him the more talkative type.
Okay. Didn't know your parents could do that. What could you tell us? Not sure if we could just ask him the same questions if he knows what happened.
I mean, I could, but I thought having you there and you listening from it firsthand would mean to you a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could have done it without all of you coming and just tell you what he told me.
Yeah. I don't like that game where information gets passed on and facts get changed and yeah. No, I mean, if we can go back, let's do it. Like right now? What's...
Yes, so I will arrange. I will arrange it. And
Oh, don't wake up
obviously,
your parents again.
well, no, just
You did it like 3 times, I think.
it's only
It's not that
but
hard, so...
But yeah, I'll I don't know if you Wendell, I don't know if you want all the rest of the crew with us.
I don't mind. I think Bobby's busy, I think. With mechanical stuff. I don't know.
Isn't he
Well,
here?
He's just driving right
Yeah,
now.
man. I'm here.
He's right here.
Aren't you modding?
We're all here in the estate.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not modding.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah. Right, so let's go and question him.
Right. If any of you got any good questions, because I'm not a good investigator.
Fresh out of him.
Just
Well-
ask him what happened. What happened?
Here's how about you think about what's the outcome of this conversation that you want to have? What is the information that you're ideally looking for?
I just want some closure, like knowing if they're alive or not. If they're dead, they're dead. That's
Sure.
fine too.
So in that case, you could start with, do you know if my parents are still alive?
That's a good question.
And then if he says yes, then you ask, well, are they alive or not? Because I should have phrased the first question more directly.
And simply getting some good insider knowledge of what's going on, like what are the children of the sun doing, and
You can also ask if he doesn't know who might know. Is there any senior leader that has a bit more insight into the operation? who might know where to find them.
Hmm. Maybe he knows what happened to the convict.
Which convict are you talking about?
The
one
vampire
that
on Dracula?
One that's in jail.
supposedly
Vampire.
killed your
Probably
parents.
not. Yeah, probably not. But
I mean, start with the first question, and I think the rest will come from there automatically.
right. Thanks.
Miles?
Yes.
Go on.
Like,
Let's get going,
Yeah,
Captain.
I will. Yeah, so I will organize that the whole if whoever wants from the crew can join, and ask Jack if we can go and question him.
You know what I'm thinking? You don't sound like you're running.
I'm in the car waiting for Shani. I
Mhm.
can turn the camera. I'll turn the camera.
Yes.
nah.
Oh, okay.
Do the TikTok video, yeah. I've never watched it. Anyway,
There we go.
yeah, wonderful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, so you kind of like find your father, who seems to be preoccupied examining some pastries that have been brought to him, as he has like a cup of beverage in his hand. I'm like, hey dad, yeah, I would like to see the guy. Can you let us see him?
Mm-hmm.
Jack gives you all a good look. Good evening, chaps.
What are you drinking there? Is that an injection?
No, it is tea.
Oh,
Spiced
okay.
tea. Otherwise, it tastes like ash. Right. Well, first things first, I do believe you all deserve thank yous and congratulations on your mission at the docks. Your assistance, you've prevented quite a lot of damage, and for that I thank you. You have found quite a skillful crew, Miles, and I believe you are interested in interrogating your captive. Word of warning, I will have to escort you if you wish him to cooperate. Well, without any further ado, let us proceed. Lance, like as he speaks and drinks, I like see this. I don't remember the word. More like I don't know the word of that color in English. Like a mixture of purple and scarlet haze, very light, like surrounding him, and you smell fruit, ripe, overripe fruit. He leads you down some hallways into a separate basement where you've got some holding cells, and stops you in front of one of them. See, the loo, bunk bed, a bit of space, and sitting in there in like where the like plain clothes definitely has been stripped and closed is Miltadis Petro, who like lifts up his head at your approach, confused at first, and he notices Jack, and his face beams up with a smile. My lord, you have returned. How can I be of service? And you lands see similar but dense haze just like buzzing around Miltadius's head, and the smell of this food becomes sickeningly thick with a hint of like the fruit is so overripe it's beginning to mold. Here goes. Well, Miltadius, these are my friends. This is my son, Miles. And I would like for you to be as cooperative and as friendly towards them as you would be towards myself. Miltadius stands up, like walks up to the bars. You! I recognize you. You are the spawn of shadows who has defeated me. Well, if you are my lord's son, that explains from whence that power came. There's no shame in losing to such prodigy. No, I may have lost that fight, but my light has not given up. It is diminished, but not snuffed out.
You are a very worthy opponent. If it weren't for my crew, I doubt I would have won that fight. And evidently, your light is very strong. I've witnessed it firsthand. But enough about me. I have here a crewmate that would... It seems you have certain people you both know or have known. And I'll let him ask the questions.
I doubt
Why
I
the-
have much association with heretics like you. Pardon my language.
Well, I'm actually looking for people of the light, you could call them. People like you. Quinric, are their names? Have you ever heard of them?
I may have heard that name. Why do you ask?
Well, they are,
Why
in fact,
do you invoke that name?
because it's my name too, and I'm just looking for them, and I want to know if they are dead or alive. Do you know that?
No. Couldn't be.
You know me?
I have seen you. Though you would not remember me, for you were young. And I have seen you only glancingly. Your parents did not wish to mix work and family.
Well, that turned out great.
They were good people. One of the best I knew. It is a shame that now you associate with... On second thought, I suppose you have found the correct place to go. After all, my lord is one of the most honorable men I have ever met. Perhaps you are your parents' son. As to your question, I believe them to be dead. I have found no evidence to claim otherwise, but I have sought it.
That's something.
It was a dark night. We all have lost something that...
Right. I mean, is there anybody else I could ask who might want to know more? Like, do you have a superior?
Your parents were the superiors. Them and Coral. Coral Vara?
Vara, yes.
The three of them were the leaders of this project.
Oh, interesting.
Though his fate I do not know.
I would like to cite his insights.
Sure, go for it. Yeah, he seems arrogant but truthful. Have you returned to continue your parents' legacy? My lord has been very interested in what they have left behind. It would be my duty to help as much as I can, to bring the light to this beautiful, soulful, but darkened island.
Well, enlighten me. What have they left behind? What did you come up with after all those years?
Their plans have failed. What they sought to create, magic capable of removing curses of the most horrific nature. I left behind a weapon. One that seems to have been found by others. And used.
Which others do you mean?
Me? And your partner. Though
Your new partner?
I have been explained the errors of my way. Violence was not the answer. No matter how wretched your kind may seem, my lord.
Yeah, figured the same. So who else knows of these weapons? Besides Coral and you?
I can only speculate on that which I know. And the only other man I know to have brought up your parents' legacy is the leader of the scorned, the ungrateful prelate. He has sought me out with knowledge on how to recreate your parents' research, or at least
Yeah.
the failed portion of it.
So, is there any way you can get in contact with them?
I fear he would know that I have been compromised. We had measures in place in case one of us were captured. The Scorn have many hideouts on Nachtrafen. The prelate has always gotten in touch with me. His network was useful. Like moles they dug into this land. And those pathways were of use to our cause.
And his real name, the prelate, the ungrateful prelate.
I know no other name. But he is a coward and a man tortured by nightmares. A
What does he
revengeful
look like?
spirit. I don't know. He wears a mask and a hood. His voice too has been changed every time we talked. It was only my love for the light. It has forced me to work with somebody like him. And his assurances, truthful, that none unworthy would die as a result of our actions. Though, once again, my lord has forced me to reconsider what worthiness truly means.
We almost died. You almost killed a robot again. Anyway. I think you've been really helpful.
Can I inquire for a moment?
Inquire away.
Well, first of all, this prelate. You're saying that he was partner of yours or contact of yours. How would you be in contact with this person if you don't know who they are?
As I have said, you would seek me out.
Just like that.
There are many men and women on Arshafen that are dissatisfied with the current situation. His network is far vaster than you may imagine. It would be easy for his cultists to trail and track my honorable and skillful but small crew.
Were you perhaps present in the night where the Quinricks were claimed to be burned in the apartment?
I assume you mean if I have been at the scene of crime. And no, I have been not. We were explicitly, I wouldn't call it forbidden, but encouraged by the Quinricks to never visit their place of living. I guarded whatever place they'd use for the research.
Does anything remain of that research place?
I see no reason why it would be destroyed. Though there have been a few. They've changed it after they found that what was her name? The reason lady provided them with a new facility, a more securely located one. I have not been involved with it, not as intimately as I was with the rest.
Do you know where this facility is?
I believe only your parents and Vara were aware of it. That is where they conducted their trials.
Would this facility be where this left behind legacy is?
Perhaps. I am a warrior, not a scientist or a mage. I had my
Right.
duties, and I had little interest in sticking my nose in things I do not understand. Your parents were doing an honorable thing, and that was enough for me.
Can I lean to Winnell real quick and ask him? Oh crap! I've forgotten the name. Revenant comes to mind. Like it's not the right word. But your people in Chalkidiki. I can't remember the name of them. The term used for their type, the kind of charitable
The
type.
Children of the Sun and the Squall. Two separate groups.
There was a word beginning with an or that Winnell is sort of labelled as
Rectifier.
rectifier.
Yeah.
So can I lean to Winnell and ask, Do you want him to know about your place in Chalkidiki and rectifiers? Can we ask? Maybe he knows about them. Maybe they're connected more than you think.
Sure. I mean, I assumed he knows, but he doesn't seem to know anyone connected. But
And
can ask.
then I'll ask him, Petrov. I'll say, the group in Kalkidiki that we happen to know have mentioned briefly that they tried to follow and were working on the legacy of the Quinrix. Do you happen to know anything about these people?
The
You're
people
saying
that
that
you
this-
know on Kalkidiki.
Well, is there anyone else that could know? Because you say that the only people that would know of this facility or know of contents of what were left behind by the Quinrix may be in this facility, maybe the Quinrix themselves. Well, not many, but yet this group that we know have referenced it.
I would prefer if you would explain to me in more detail what group you are referring to. Kalkidiki is a large place.
Means the rectifiers.
Yeah. So I'll say
Your
rectifiers.
parents' order. The
Mm-hmm.
followers of Ankara.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well, I
if
imagine this research was sanctified by them. Is your parents' order not a religious one?
It is. It was.
Well then,
so they would have hands-on. They're connected to the Quinrix, sure, but it wouldn't be unusual for them to have the knowledge of what the Quinrix left behind. You consider that normal?
of course not. What Quinrix have sought to create was unique. A breakthrough in divine magic. A feat often achieved only by the most devout and pious of followers. Believed to be impossible by anything less of a miracle, anything less than a gift of a god. Their failure, in ways, proves this here.
Well, kind of more talking to Winnell. At least in my head, your group has become a bit of a grey area.
Oh, you think?
Maybe a bit more than.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think
No.
last question from me, but
Mhm.
Ancora.
have
Rectifiers in disguise.
did you say have do you know if or have you or has the prelate guy do you know if anyone has been in contact with the rectifiers, especially Coralvara recently? I mean, has his name come up?
Corelvara, as your parents, was a member of the Order of Ankorat. That is what
Yeah,
I
but
have been told.
was he recently active? That's what I'm asking. Recently
Are you asking
mentioned.
whether I have met him recently?
No, if you had any dealings or if you heard his name, if his name came up in recently.
No.
Okay.
I cannot say that he was the first man to come talking to me about your parents' legacy. The prelate would be the first. But I have believed Coral to be as dead as you were.
Alright. Seems we gotta talk to him.
Just one more from me. At the night of the, we assume, arson, you mentioned it was a dark night and much was lost by others as well. Can you go into detail about that?
I would prefer not to. It concerns me and my brother, but that is between us and healers.
Right.
Is Miles's father still present?
Yeah, he's kind of in the background, sipping coffee, tea, whatever.
I walk over. I look over to him and say, "Wouldn't it be in the best interest if you were to answer that question to your lord here?" And I point at Miles's father, trying to convince him to talk. Otherwise, Miles's daddy will be mad. I don't know.
Jack kind of pipes up and goes, I believe the one refers to his falling out with his brother Orestes that you have met earlier today, I believe, according to Miles.
Would you tell him to go into detail? Or do you see it as unnecessary?
Oh, if you insist on torturing the man, of course. Go on, chap, share your most embarrassing secrets with my friends. If you insist, my lord.
If I
suppose the warrior would
not,
like to have no
okay,
secrets
let's
in front of his liege.
let's tone it down.
No,
So
no, let him talk.
Well, I would rather not go into torture straight away. He like that puts on like a kind of intimidating when he goes to straight away. So not immediately, but how about you just answer me this question? When you said it was a dark night for many, at the night the Quinricks supposedly died, are you just referring to you and your brother that got hurt, and it wasn't a kind of wide event? Was it just between you two? You don't need to go into what happened between you and your brother.
The loss of Quinrix was more than just an individual loss. The consequences of losing such devout followers, their research, it is a light we shall never rekindle. Had they succeeded, perhaps by now this island would have been drowned in light, and my lord and his family would no longer have to bear their curse. I could be free and ready to embrace the light of Helios, a reward that somebody as honorable as my lord for surely deserves. And that is why it was a dark night. A great opportunity was lost. Far more than individual losses. Though terrible they are, he kind of nods towards Winnell, cannot be forgotten either.
Just to get this straight, you would have, if we wouldn't have stopped you, you would have gone around the whole town and pretty much, if you encountered, let's say, a vampire, you would have just burned away their soul too? Is that correct?
This new device is not that powerful. Merely destroys the dead in the usual ways. And like gives a guilty glance towards Jack. Who goes,
If you say so. Had some safety concerns, but hey. Okay.
to be fair, being merely destroyed does not make one's situation much better. After all, not everyone is His Imperial Majesty and cannot resuscitate themselves from ashes.
Miltiades, if I'm correct, your position back then was to protect the Quinrix, am I right?
The Quinrix and their research, and Coral and my brother, yes. Oh, not merely by standing guard, by being a leader of security, I suppose.
Then what happened at
Yes?
what happened at the night that went horribly wrong that
We
your
have been
protection
disbanded.
was...
After the experiment that has destroyed those poor Risen, we have been disbanded.
By whom?
By the Quinrix. They have said that they need to put their work in order and face the retribution. I did not wish for me or my brother to be involved.
And that happened the day before?
I believe it was more than a day, though it has been more than 20 years ago. I'm afraid I do not remember the exact flow of time, but it has been more than a day. Definitely at least one, if I remember me and my brother's arguments correctly.
So, if I'm to understand this correctly, the Quinrix have done the experiment, which resulted in a very unfortunate result, and thus disbanded their project and were planning to go back and face judgment. Correct?
I believe this to be correct, yes. The Quinrix have not laid out all of their plans before me, but their behavior suggests that that is what they intended to do. They were quite honest people.
What were your positions when they told you about the outcome and their disbanding of the project?
About 1.5 meters next to them.
I meant, what were your reactions? Did you agree with them back then?
I'm ashamed to admit, but I saw as much, if not more, promise in their failure than in their intended success.
I see. Your brother took the other position.
He has been closer to the site than I was, and he has a connection with healers that even I do not have. It is a shame that he has lost that connection as a result, but yes, he has been touched by this more than I was, and his opinion was opposite to mine. An opinion that I have never succeeded to change. Until, thankfully, my Lord has changed it.
Do you perhaps Do you wait? Let me think about how to rephrase this. Where were you exactly at the night where the Quinwicks were burnt? If you can recall, please.
At an establishment of ill repute. I have for a day. I found myself weak enough that I have gone back on my oath and chose to drown my sorrow in drink. The holy light of Helios, of course, has burnt out its poison without letting it take hold. But I paid no heed to that. Spent the night in attempts.
That is all for me for now.
Tyler's just in a bit of contemplation. He's gonna step away.
Well, thank you very much for your cooperation. I think we'll be going. You two seem to have found each other. That's nice. Keep it up, whatever you're doing. There we go.
Well, chaps, I hope that has provided you with information you were seeking. Though truth be told, I do recommend you to stay for the night. I am awaiting the return of Esna at any moment. Perhaps she has found more in their hideout than this man has been able to share. After all, if we do not ask the right questions, we do not get the right answers.
Sure. So it's maybe a silly question, but what happens to the people involved?
Well, we have received a public renouncement of their actions by the Union. Not a surprise. They will be punished.
Let me guess what the punishment is.
Oh, it varies, depending on their level of involvement. Thankfully, they have not succeeded in their attempts, though they will be merely charged with attempted terrorism and destruction of property on a large scale, which will most likely involve intensive, I call them, social service work for most of them.
Fair.
Yes, I do have a couple comments on the conversation you've had. Thank you for allowing me to be part of it. The Scorned do indeed have a rather, well, relatively vast network of, I suppose, cultists on Nocturne, several hundred people, I believe. They were never a concern of ours considering their lack of resources, but seemingly their involvement with the Children of the Sun has solve the problem, so to speak. The Scorned were providing manpower and the Children of the Sun funds. Finding them would be hard. It would be to find this prelate. Though that doesn't mean we will not try. I'm hoping that the investigation of our team will find more clues to the personality and potential location of the prelate. If you wish to continue being involved in this investigation, that is acceptable. Though,
Sure.
I suppose I will need to provide you with slightly more. Shall I call them? I should make you more official. That way.
Credentials, maybe. Yeah.
Again?
Like credentials, like
Well, I was thinking more
what's it
about
called?
temporarily granting my son a leave from his quest and reinstating him as a ruler. All the authority you would require. Until the
Can't
end
do
of
both?
this investigation.
What else do you want that? Whatever that means.
Wonderful. After all, I have reasons to believe that a majority of you would prefer to remain rather neutral and not swear any lasting allegiances to any powers to be.
Yeah,
Most of you
that's
don't
correct.
want to work for me. Now, what else to say? Well, not much really now, not until Aether returns. Well, you have the mansion at your disposal. Make yourself comfortable. I shall refill my cup. And, like, he does escort you out of the prison basement. After that, he leaves you alone.
Anybody understood that last part?
He, if I understood correctly, if he gives you this, making us more official, that means we're siding with my family, which in turn means we're siding with the Red Dawn. That might be problematic for some of you.
Yeah.
Might also be problematic for people outside of our group.
What do you mean?
Soul Union. And the other ones, any bigger faction, will treat us differently if we side officially. Not that every single place will know what we've done here, but word might get around.
What are we getting for siding officially?
Stuff.
Okay.
Well, for now, I'm happy if he just keeps us updated on the investigation.
Basically,
Are
if you
we,
side with the Stormcloaks, you can't side with the Empire.
Yeah. Are we alone now?
There are servants like going around their business around all around the mansion, but nobody's really paying attention, watching you. Well, actually, do roll me and not just check. Maybe somebody's watching.
Sure. Oh, wait, do the goggles count here?
What do they do?
Uh,
Vision, not just checks, right?
Let's see. Well, wearing them, you've +1 on notice checks that rely on sight.
Yeah.
Conditions, clear visibility, but
Yeah,
yada
yeah,
yada
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, unless you want to smell people out. Yeah, I think you're being watched about as much as bywalkers would be watching you.
Okay. Miles, could we just pop into one of these rooms here? These, dining rooms. Maybe we can just use one, talk to ourselves just for a moment.
Of course. Yes. We can find some accommodation.
Okay. Well, if we go into like a dining room and close the doors so we're by ourselves, then so Dalu just it kind of rambles. He basically saying what I'm saying, but no, okay, I'll just say the same. Whatever. I have a feeling that when I want to run this by you, Winnell, I understand that the group you're affiliated with has some strange tendencies, but what I'm kind of feeling is that your group might be a bit of a conspiracy. Your group is affiliated with a large power very easily. One I was thinking of was, okay, you can tell me if I'm just completely crazy, but I'm thinking that
You are completely
I'm
crazy,
completely
yes.
crazy. Thank you. So the Quinrix, that we're doing experiments, we're doing it with the intent to help people, right? We could say that they're backed by the Soul Union. Okay. This is the theory. Word gets out. Red Dawn gets word, and then by what has been said, they're to be punished. So then they're doing something wrong because of this failed experiments, and so possibly dangerous solutions that they're doing, or a weapon. I don't know, but their experiments are dangerous. That's another reason. And if we assume that maybe your parents are alive for a moment, if the children of the sun was made to follow their footsteps, that maybe they're related, but in any case, the Soul Union, who would be a bigger influence here, want the experiments to be going because it's more of a, well, it's nefarious. It's a war effort, maybe, with a goal to cleanse. I'm having a feeling that your rectifier group could be one of a few things. It could be quote unquote good people that aren't known by that many, but they're a famous charitable group where you help out people. 2, they could be a spy group for the Soul Union or the Children of the Sun, or a similar group in the Red Dawn. Or 3, it's possible that they're a Red Dawn group working on the Quinrix experiments for the sake of the Red Dawn. Now, my theory on that was because we got a letter to you, Winnell, which somewhat insinuated that the Baron or his minions were able to find the group rather easily, or often check on them. Now, the counter argument to that is that we were simply trailed, but I'm keeping that one in the air. In any case, I just think that your group are a lot more grey than maybe we think, that they're hiding information from you, most likely affiliated with a group.
Guys ever heard of the saying, when you hear wings beating, think of a pigeon, not a phoenix? because one is far more common than the other? You know,
Well, depends
your
on how
series are
heavy your
fun,
flapping
but
sounds. If it sounds like
Thank you.
sure. Your series
Taking
are
that so
fun,
seriously. Thank you, Bob.
but,
Thank
I'm not gonna lie, they seem a little out there to me.
I do like
I mean, if I
conspiracies.
hear, I wouldn't think that's a small bird. But if it's no, Phoenix.
Well, there's one guy I really need to talk to, and that's Coral. He sent that cryptic letter, if you remember, and I don't know. We should just talk to him. Maybe he talked to someone from the Red Dawn. Could be the prelate guy. Could be, but it sounds like he's active in some way, so he knows something.
I'd be very interested in seeing how how Coral relates to the work your parents are doing and some of the stuff I said. I just, in my head, it seems a bit strange. Their stance, they seem a bit all over the place. There's just something going on.
Well, my guess is if there's something going on and so they are involved, I think it's limited to him.
Right. Okay.
These other guys, forget about them. They're too scared to do anything. They're happy just sitting around all day and I don't know, doing a bit of community service.
I don't mean to.
Trust me, I watched them for 20 years. I know what they're doing.
You're close to these guys. I don't want to just say that you're part of some terrorist or spy or whatever. I don't want to ruin your faith in all of this. I'm just making a conjecture.
Truth be told, I kind of wanted it to be like that way, not sitting around doing stuff. Like a year ago, I think they could have recruited me for this mission. I mean, for the other side. I drank the juice and I believed it.
I wish we knew more about this strange hooded figure and then also another location your parents have.
Yeah, maybe we get some new info after the raids, and if not, we should definitely at least send a message to Coral.
Sure.
Or maybe visit would be better, because I'm really bad at those messages.
Thank you.
A visit will derail us for 2 months at least. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Traveling there and then
6
coming back
hexes.
here. Yeah, but with transition time, it's
Like 18 days one way. Well, more. That's without counting like day here, day there, and assuming you succeed on every single check. So yeah, that would be too.
I thought we had a fast ship now. Didn't you say that?
what?
Can we get like a faster ship?
You mean the maintenance?
Why do we are we're taking care of a ship. We're not upgrading.
Yeah, but I want a faster ship.
They just fork me over a couple million credits.
I'm sorry,
and
Lance, you're too slow.
a couple million credits and the permissions to buy one of those bigger and faster ships, and I'll get it done. I'm on board. I completely agree. We should get a faster ship.
Hey, do you want to rent out some area in our ship? Have people live on our ship with us, having like an accommodation?
No.
So remember those discussions
barely
about
hold
painting your ship? Have you heard about advertisement?
Have you ever heard about a cloud kitchen?
No.
Do you know what a cloud kitchen is?
Have you ever heard about
it was-
cloud storage?
That it's an amazing idea that I've seen before, where it's because you've got all of these trends with real estate. Some people don't want space and they're like takeaway. You can make a kitchen where you rent out your services to digital like takeaways, like direct to consumer. You know, we could have like a kitchen on the go or office on the go rented out. People get money that
So
way
you
while
want
we're
to
doing
turn your
jobs.
So we're
shape
back
into a
to
food
you
truck.
being absolutely crazy, or what? You're confusing me with what you're saying, to be
He's
honest.
getting
I
us a
don't
bigger
follow.
ship. Let him finish.
I like how
All his schemes, we need
Dao
them.
is talking cloud kitchen, but he's basically describing a food truck.
Food job, like
Listen, if it gets me a faster ship, I'm willing.
You can paint it red.
Not willing.
Hey,
Red
look,
goes faster.
if we spend just a small amount of time in the places we go to, that's actually not a bad idea. We take the food and the culture, kind of like how you like to trade, right, in big crates, and you do all that
Do you
paperwork.
know how to cook?
Imagine if we like you do the paperwork, you know. What if we like went somewhere, got a bunch of food, brought it somewhere else, and we're like, hey, we've got Joe's sausages. We put it on the top of the ship, and we just sell Red Dawn culture in Soul Union. You know,
Congratulations, you just invented trade.
but takeaway food truck. All right. Anyway,
It's
Do you
food
know how
truckers.
to cook specialty dishes?
uh,
Do you know how to cook? Because
no,
I
I
mean,
can't cook for crap.
Any
Well,
of you
there's
have
others.
any skills into work? Kill? Any points into work?
Would cooking be survived?
Do all of you have like -1 work? So
We're all lazy
technically,
pieces of shit.
none of you have any real life applicable work skills.
that is not true. I'm a pilot.
That's not a real life job. That's not a real job.
It is.
Okay. Well, that explains why everybody is so unhappy on Fable, considering you've been eating rations for the last like several months.
We're unhappy. What?
Just, by the way, Captain, when you hired that guy, like I know what Nabi's really growing on me, and he's great in the ship, a good company. So is Kartoffel and everything. But what's the name of that other guy? I just see him walking around the ship, and he doesn't do any work, and he's being paid to live on our ship.
He's being paid? By whom?
I thought you were paying.
Oh, okay. I was hoping. I was for a second there worried someone here's been paying him.
Like I don't see him do anything.
Preposterous.
Bobby just runs around like some crazy, spectral spirit in the engine room, and this other guy walks around with like a wrench and just appears to do things and gets paid for it.
He's not being paid for in credits. He's being paid for an exposure and experience. He's an intern, and he
should be getting rent off of this guy.
No.
He's
The actually worst part about this is that our captain was willing to pay our captive pirates 3,000 credits, but the guy he's hired on, that guy gets paid in experience and exposure.
Oh, just
He also gets
seriously
food.
fucked up, Captain.
So we basically picked up a guy that Bobby has to deal with like every day, and he
If
basically
Bobby-
gets paid in food to
Look,
do
if
nothing.
Bobby for some reason needs another extra pair of hands, or Bobby's currently busy for some minute task, then we just ask all. That's all.
Well, fair enough.
Oh, Bobby
That
is
was-
having an epileptic seizure.
It's something like that.
No,
But,
Bobby has been
yes,
through
do not pay him, please. I insist.
Well, did you know, Lance, that in speak when Wendell said that you were a bit slow, and this is a bit in jest, but you know that Bobby's been working on his piloting skills recently. Like, you saw him piloting the Graphfly. You got a bit of competition.
Nice, good one.
Or
You know what
Bobby.
is the sad thing? Is that technically both Lance and Bobby have a +3 to pilot. Well, you also roll 3d6 instead of 2d6, but your modifier is +3.
I roll 46.
He rolls
and
40.
Bobby
Oh, you roll
has
46,
a
okay.
Bobby has a
Never
+2, or does he have pilot 0 now?
File 0.
Not -1? Oh, then +3, yes.
He needed
But
it basically
46
to-
versus
He
2d6.
needed it to mech. Yeah, 46 is like an extra
Ah,
4, I
piloting is
guess.
intelligence?
Let's agree on if Lance was shot, his hands off, I could fly us out of the situation for a moment or two.
I mean, I still have my telekinetic powers for those moments, but sure.
Okay, if someone shot Lance's brains out,
There you go. That's
I
the
would
one we
be
can
the next
agree on.
best pilot down the
My
line.
arms! Bobby, take the wheel!
Well, you haven't made any like failures while you've flown so far, and I haven't gotten sick
Well, I've
once.
flown 2 times, buddy. It's
Yeah, they were so good.
the odds of not making a mistake on 2 flights is
But
I don't know, 69% or something. I don't know.
nice, but you're flying well anyway. Like now that this topic's coming up, I will agree that Lance has this habit of press on the brake a little too hard. It makes me jolt, so it kind of makes my stomach churn.
You know,
I
hope-
quietly but audibly to everyone whisper, stop talking about piloting. This might gnaw at his confidence if he knows that there's a second pilot on the ship. Stop it.
You know, they've been developing these 2-seat races, Dalu. I think we should get one of those, then you can experience some real jolts.
So imagine like you're racing down, like, can you pick a lane and stick to it?
So, am I right in saying that you don't agree? You guys don't agree with my theory?
It's
Oh,
not that I
I've
don't
been-
agree. I just don't know.
Wait a moment.
I've
let me put my
been
tin
listening
foil-
to anything you
tin
just said.
foil
Sorry,
hat on.
buddy. I kind of zone out.
Okay. Well,
I zone out essentially after Jake said, "Well, you could join my ranks and become my servants." And then I was like, "Oh, fuck this, no."
well, I mean, that might be a compliment to be an eager boy. I don't really want to be one myself.
I don't know if I need to state this, but I will, just so I can say that I will not join any factions. I joined this ship under the premise that this is an independent ship, and I would like to continue it that way.
It is.
Mhm.
That's good to know.
So, what are we? Mostly looking at Miles. What are we doing now? We have a lot to crack open with Winnell. But
I think
we did
firstly we
sort
should-
of deal with a near genocide recently. Like, should we be doing something with that even further?
I think we should just currently wait till we get some more information about the raids. As my father suggested, it should be pretty soon.
As you very conveniently hear heavy footsteps, several heavy footsteps down the hallway, and peek out and see several like officers in combat uniform with SRT on their thingies, and they're like glowing.
Visors, helmets.
No. Like coals, they do not shimmer, but
Glowing coals.
there is another word.
Yeah, they like change colors from like orange, red, whatever.
Yeah.
Simmer? No, simmer is in water. We should totally play Scrabble.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but you basically see like Edna leading, well, not the charge, but apparently she must be also looking for your father or somebody to give him a report.
Ah, seems the information has just arrived. And once we have some more information, then we can have reassessments of our future plans.
Miles, Miles, make me a notice check. Let's see.
Me notice.
Sorry.
Not bad, but not good.
Okay. So do you follow?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You follow along. You do get noticed by Edna relatively quickly, and kind of like pauses, allowing you to catch up to her, and nods to you. My lord,
Captain.
we have returned from the mission. Going in to write a report to your father.
Oh, I'm glad that you came so early. I thought only tomorrow, but I guess I misheard. Well then,
I wish it could have been sooner. Anyway, it kind of resumes walking.
okay, so not following her.
Yeah.
I'll get it from my father.
Like 2 more soldiers, they can like veer off at a point where like stop at a certain door, don't continue. But you and her and the rest of your crew who follow you like tail go deep into the mansion and had a conversation, blah 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 blah. Basically, like find your father, like beginning like checking his emails in his office, like starting to do it to get his work day. Like there's a knock, you are announced. You enter the room. Welcome back. Have arrived sooner than anticipated. That is good. Anything to report, Etna? Goes, yes, my lord. We have found and cleared out their headquarters of the Children of the Sun. Arrested most of the people involved. We have located spare parts for a golem that has attacked the docks. Hard to say at the moment whether it is sufficient to build another one, or if these were merely spare parts for the one that was destroyed. Our forensics are still checking on that. The problem is that we have found records and evidence of the presence of 3 more sorcery engines. They have been taken away at some point during the day of attack at the docks. We are unaware where to or in which direction, though it would require rather heavy vehicles or beasts to carry such heavy engines. We have reasons to believe that this has been done by the Scorned, not by the Children of the Sun. We have also recovered some files from the datapad of Altadius Petra. Takes out her device and hands it over to your father, who swipes information. Is one and nods towards you, Miles.
Can I come and have a look?
But he was more like,
take
your out.
Yeah, yeah, I'll take mine out. Yeah, okay.
He sends it to yours. One.
Does he have nudes in there?
Yes, he does have a lot of body shots.
Nice.
I'll take this Petra's workout routine. Oh, there we go. Right, so notes and records. There should be a folder called Children of the Sun. That should appear in a moment. And notes should be appearing in it. These 3 notes. Please check if you can open and read. I need more access.
Works.
Yeah.
How many are there? 3
notes.
Hierotitan smuggling and meeting with the prelate.
Yeah. So they basically found not schematics, but more like user manual for the Hero Titan, which gives you more information about its abilities and how it's done what for, in case you need to find another one. And some notes from the Teddy's computer, smuggling one, and meeting with the prelate. Meeting with the prelate does have an attached audio file to it. And it's still.
Yeah.
Where's the audio file?
Yes, where is it?
Are you done reading?
Yes.
All of it?
What? You read all 3 of them?
Oh, he ignored half of it.
No, I did not.
Okay, done with the Hero Titan.
That was the one you could ignore. Just
Oh,
follow
come
it.
on, now you tell.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's more
Edited
like
by the sorcerer.
Okay, done with smuggling. Okay. Audio file.
Yeah, are we ready?
I mean, Selim just walked away, but
Right. Yeah, just as a warning, because I'm not gonna be playing it through Roll20 because Roll20 does bad things to the sound. My microphone
Sure.
will be off for the duration, so we'll listen to it and pass it. And I'll obviously post it in Discord for releasing later, but I will turn it on the same page. I'm trying to buy some time for Selim to return.
Let's hope he's not shitting.
Can I obviously connect the people on the dock that day that were helping on load onto the ship? That they were the scorned.
You don't really have any evidence to that, especially if, as you believe, Scorned like don't have any kind of uniforms or anything, but it's very likely. It's what? It's files, but it follows
Am I
from
right?
what you've just read, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Give me a moment, and I'm gonna turn it on.
It's cutting out. You need
Yeah,
to
we're
switch
off.
off your noise gate.
Meh.
Voice activation.
are we supposed to hear it?
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Mr. Petra.
Your being here is highly irregular.
I know, but there is too much at stake here. Not taking the risk would have been even worse.
So what are you? Coming here in a mask does nothing for your trustworthiness, and I have no intention of associating with petty criminals.
You may call me the ungrateful prelate, and my reason for being here is that we share a similar love for the people of this island, and we both understand the terrible future that awaits them if we let them do. Someone needs to act before it is too late. And it seems we are the only ones left with the clarity.
That is some loud words, prelate. Your group, the scorned, your manifest, sounds too close to terrorism for my taste. The light of healers may hate the dead, but not at the cost of lives.
And none will be taken. I appreciate your work, I truly do. But you must see by now how little effect mere words have. We have lost decades of propaganda and brainwashing to the dead. The comfort they offer is real. The light will shine upon this harbor, but only after the veil of glamour has lifted.
More loud words. Do you suggest you have some kind of revelation that will sway the public opinions?
I wish. No. What I offer is far more trusted, but much more reliable. And the best part is that, fail or not, it will not threaten the citizens, just as you desire. Tell me, what do you know of the Kinricks?
The Quinricks are dead. I was around to witness the fallout.
The family may be dead, but their legacy endures. Failing to see that it is just the arrogance that will topple the dead. But before we devolve into rhetorics, take a look at these.
And you have recreated this weapon?
A weapon it is not, but I do find its nature karmically divine.
What do you need for this to work? And that is the end of the recording.
Shit, I can't clap and press push to talk at the same time.
You
This is
can if
bad,
you slap you in the face.
Not even sure if that was audible.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was really nice done.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, would you know, putting in some background noise really hides those imperfections.
Oh yeah, I love that piano in the background.
Yeah, but in any case, that's like the 3-4 main files that you.
I have a question because I have very slow brain. The deeper voice was the prelate, and the prelate is the dude from
Scorn.
from
Yeah.
What?
The distorted voice was the prelate, the same guy that you've seen like on the propaganda videos. Right?
Remember the videos where
from
them,
the Scorned.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know him to be the ungrateful prelate from those videos, but now that you've captured me, they just talked to him and had this recording, yeah, you can match the voice to the face.
So he actually gave these crazy sun zealots instructions on what they would need to power that weapon.
It appears to be that way.
It gave them the design too, yeah.
Design, yeah, whatever the papers were that they're looking at.
The know-how was the Children of the Sun must have provided the funds and equipment.
But they did say that they were able to recreate stuff that Quinricks were working. And
Yeah, it's obviously the one turning undead.
Yep. So basically, the Scorn are a bit more, hands-on with what the Quinrix, legacy were, if we call it that, like their technology, maybe.
I mean,
Effects.
if you okay, if you feel unhappy with the way that an undead family is ruling this place, the biggest disadvantage you can impose. So the biggest advantage that they have is that they are an undead with all the benefits that they have, with the way that they can influence people, the way that they are stronger and more difficult to hurt. If you take that away from them, something that they have been relying on for a very long time, that is extremely powerful. And that is powerful in the hands of other undead. It's powerful in the hands of living people.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense to me that they're interested in that because it's extremely powerful if you want to fight undead or vampires.
There is more to this than just that, my good chap. The reason we had to risk the lives of Etna and her response team was because the undead would have been useless to stand against such a weapon. So long as its threat remains, the majority of our armed forces are dust before the wind.
Yeah. I didn't think about I didn't think about that. I mean, you could take out their entire force.
We would not be helpless, of course, but
But it would
Extremely
weaken your
diminish our
defenses.
forces.
Yeah.
you said that you have found evidence of 3 more such engines. Yes, my lord. And they have been taken by the scorned. That is where the evidence points. I imagine that the engines on their own are not as deadly as a golem. Let us consider them as bombs. There are 3 more of them. Somewhere on a vehicle. Horn have promised to strike at the heart of Nakcha. Now that means us, but that would also mean all the barons who support this island. And while I do not believe that such a weapon, even though the golem would actually be capable of destroying it through our reason, we must act under the assumption that it can. The alternative is far too dangerous. Etna, as you have said, there is a limited number of vehicles that could carry such engines. Spread information, blockade the city, begin looking for them. And take half of our bets. And nods and leaves quickly. Miles?
Yes.
I think it would be best if you leave searching for those bombs to us. The crew is highly skilled, but you are only 5. You don't have the spread of our policing force or our felbets. I will take responsibility. You are, however, far more skilled at infiltration, well, removal of particularly dangerous individuals. And you also seem to have a different approach to investigation than we do. Could I rely on you and your crew to find this place?
I look into my crew.
Shake my head.
How are we going to be labeled as Red Dawn associates with this?
I think I address the crew. Helping local force. Well, we already helped the local forces. But if you, and I look specifically at Minnell, do not have a motive of finding the prelate and perhaps interrogating him, or infiltrating his organization and in some ways gaining more information about your parents, then I suggest we remain neutral.
Well, can we just say we find the guy, we talk to him, and then we see what we do about it? Because I really want to talk to him.
You should be as interested in finding him as I am. After all, based on what he knows, he might have found your parents' research lab.
It does sound like that.
Yeah.
He was one that brought it up in front of Miltiades.
And though I asked, let me correct this. I asked my son to help his family with a little side job. I am not giving you an official order or a bounty. It will be an independent work by independent contract.
Of course. I was planning on helping as a son either way. I cannot take my crew where they don't want to go.
I'll tag along, Captain.
I appreciate that.
What's the payment?
Protecting my family. Finding out more information for Winnell.
Experience, Bobby, experience.
Experience and exposure.
And exposure.
Fuck off.
As a matter
Fuck
of fact, I believe
The
the
jokes
purpose is
just
to go
reflect
low.
off of Bobby, and his
on
face
exposure.
remains stern.
There should be no exposure if I understand your motivation, right? I would also advise to refrain from payment if you truly wish to not be associated with the faction behind our family. Or let us say that payment can come in form of favors to be used
Okay, I mean-
discreetly at convenient points.
I think the way to look at it, Bobby, is our fabled crew is doing it for their own selfish desires. Winnell for information, I for protecting my family. We are not working for the officials of Red Dawn or by their order. But I see you still have concern behind those eyes. I'm waiting for out of character. I'm waiting for an answer from Bobby. I don't know if he's going to answer or not.
Ah, he's just staring.
Yeah. So long as we get a favor, that is double the reason for me to be supportive in this. I'd like to use your facilities to help me search around. Just having that favor is useful. But if one else in, I'm in.
But you want to talk maybe back at the ship?
Or perhaps some more time to ponder this.
Is he online? Can someone check?
Is he online?
I'm still present.
Yeah, he's just staring.
Oh, he's mad.
For now, what are some of the threads our group might latch on to in order to track down?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking Jack and the captain of the police forces.
Well, the captain is gone. She is going out to
Okay.
stop bombs from leaving.
Oh, right. Yeah, she took the bets. Yeah.
Jack goes, well, for starters, I believe what you require is for us to take a break.
Whoa.
And we're back. Thankfully, all the terrible jokes were cut off by the break. And I believe Winnel had a question for me.
Yeah. I wanted to check the recording.
Hmm?
If the voice sounded familiar.
Make me like
Let's
notice
check.
intelligence check. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Right. So the voice that is supposed to be Miltadius doesn't really sound like Miltadius, but it is him. Might be something with the recording, or I don't know, maybe the voice wasn't correct, finalized yet. You're not sure. Him. The second voice, it is heavily distorted. Could be magic. Could be magical item. That doesn't sound like a natural voice. I think that the prelate, at least on the videos, is going around in a hood and mask. They seem to be very interested in hiding their identity.
I think also Jack was about to tell us what kind of threads we can latch on in order to
Oh, right.
pursue them.
Well, I believe that based on the notes of this Miltadius fella, there are some obvious threats that you would have better chance at pursuing than the police. But frankly, I have complete trust in you. I honestly do not wish to give you direction for... How should I put it? I'm certain of my ability to find that which I think of. I would prefer for you to find that which I would not think.
All right. Well, I think we can go back to our ship and have our discussion there.
Miles,
Mm-hmm.
like, throws a small object towards you. It's a family seal, so for now you kinda have the Ruber authority if you really need it.
Mm-hmm. I pocket it.
Though you assume that most likely whatever you do with this authority will be fully and complete both your achievement and blamed on you if it goes.
Yes. Yeah. Use it cautiously.
No time for caution. Dum dum
Yeah.
dum dum.
Yeah, I guess we make our way towards
Making my way.
the ship first in order to discuss more. Either if we are actually going to do this or not, or the means of which we're going to do this.
So yeah, you like quietly leave the mansion into there. It's almost midnight by now with all the conversation and waiting. Almost like it's past midnight actually. It's quiet, the air is cool, there is actually it's pretty cold. It's like +5 or something in this time of year. And there is this like heavy dense fog crawling over the ground. You lands are finally breathing lungful of clean, pure air.
Was he not up until now?
What? What are you talking about?
Why would Lance not breathe?
Why asking questions of a mysterious voice in the sky? It doesn't talk to you.
Okay. Yeah, so I assume we're all on the ship in our...
Eventually, yeah.
private domains, and we may discuss this further now.
I mean, since interns don't count as eyes, then you are private.
So, Bobby, you have a problem with finding this guy?
Lance, can I talk to you alone?
But this sandwich is really delicious, though.
I
Okay.
need your sandwich. I think in the end I just need a nod or
Okay.
one word answer.
Sure. Sure.
We'll go to, I don't know, the cockpit probably. That's a nice play. Cockpit.
I'm just imagining a giant pit. Anyway.
Based on what I know about all of us, you're most likely at least similar in hesitation to join a faction. Is that correct? Based on your experience with...
Yeah, I don't particularly want to do either of that, yeah.
Well, if you were forced to, there's no other choice. Hypothetical question. Would you rather join the Academy, or would you rather join Red Dawn? Toughie.
This is not a toughie. This is like when these people give, those fuck, kill, marry, and there's just 3 awful dudes, and you're like, there's no choice here. I don't want to choose.
So you would avoid both equally.
Let's say I don't have a preference.
So you honestly
Maybe Academy, like, a tiny bit. I know more people there. I like some of those people. Even if I hate the Academy itself.
Do you think that this involvement is already leaning too far into aligning ourselves with a faction?
No, I don't think so. I think we took worse things, to be quite frank. I feel like the potential gains for the Soul Union and Volos, the jobs we did for one of the Sun Elves, I honestly don't feel like this is any better or worse. We are closer connected to the ruling class here because of Miles's nature, but I don't know. It doesn't feel that way to me. And I don't know how much we will be... the most important part is not what we think about it, but how we'll be seen from the outside, right? And I think it can still just be us doing a job or 3 here.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Let's go back.
And I think just one small addendum. Shit, I should have swallowed first.
You should have.
I feel like what Winnell said earlier really lines up for me. It feels to me more like I'm aiding the captain in his personal thing, or Winnell in his personal thing, than I am aiding anyone else. I mean, it'll be in the moment itself where, depending on the decisions that need to be made, where it'll fall one way or another, depending on how we choose, but at least from the get-go, it doesn't feel like I'm working for the Red Dawn here. I'm just, I don't know, working against the terrorists, maybe? Helping my friends, more like.
Okay. Let's go back.
Yeah, I need to ask who made these sandwiches. They're fucking delicious. If Alex makes these, then I like
Did
him
you
quite
do
a bit
that
more.
yourself?
I didn't
Oh,
make
okay.
these. I found these in the oven. Someone must have made them, and I just I was hungry, so I took some.
Probably not.
Make me an investigation check.
Is there investigation?
Do I need to? If I really don't care, actually.
Yes,
Hello.
because you mentioned
Okay.
it. It will forever remain a mystery.
Have you been eating those sandwiches yesterday already as well?
You know what? I might have.
Just saying.
No, you ruined it.
Sandwiches are
I'm gonna eat it anyway.
abilities many
I need to
consider
confirm.
natural.
We need to confirm these hypotheses.
All right, if you start shitting yourself, then we'll know. Yeah.
You'll be the first I will tell.
Nice.
Bobby, I'm shitting myself right now. Yeah, that was unnecessary. Anyway,
I'm trying to eat here, guys. Thanks.
yeah, I was like eating before the session and like watching videos. The guy is like, "This is gonna be disgusting. If you're eating, you might want to stop." I'm like, anyway, I think I missed a bit. Like, you're not done discussing this thing. Yes, you just like had a sidetrack conversation. Now you go back to the rest of your friends and go,
Yeah.
"All right, I'm in. If he's in, I'm in."
No.
So, any enlightenment or conclusion?
Yeah, the captain make a decision.
That is now
I'd
how
really
I
like to see him
lead.
suffer.
That is not how I lead. I don't order you around. Especially when it has to do with conflicts of ideology.
Do you think your parents are bad rulers?
Not at all.
Why not?
I think they've ruled the land in a very favorable manner. People with poor means are able to do as their hearts desire without labor work. People have health insurance here. All sorts of kind of reasons.
So why
I don't
do
know
the
the
scorned exist?
I don't know the history. Out of character, Dan. The history was Nachthafen called something else and was ruled somehow? Like,
It was called Dejaven before.
or was it no? But or was it just like built by Arisen?
It was built by the Red Order.
By Arisen. Okay.
To be honest,
So
like scorned, they don't matter. As I said, they have a couple hundred people. Nachtschwachen has a population of what? Hundreds of thousands? Yeah. Like Nachtschwachen is one of the most populated islands in the whole sector. In the whole either.
I think groups like the Scorned are always to be about. even in other sorts of regimes or governments, there's always an opposition. And
Groups that have undead killing tools.
I was about to come to that. The type of opposition those groups have, or the type of actions they take, varies from peaceful negotiations and up to guerrilla warfare and extreme violence. I don't think they are unique here. I'm sure there are cells that are really unpleased with how the cell union is running things, or how things are run at the academy. And I'm pretty sure there are terrorist groups in the Soul Union as well.
And there's a civil war, Norella.
Mm-hmm. If you judge what kind of government is good only by how many extreme oppositions they have, I think that's not a metric. That's not a good metric to measure it by. I'll also add that in all those messages that the ungrateful Prud has bestowed upon Chaffin, there's no call and change of policies or the betterment, or even the betterment of lives of other people, other than promising them there won't be any more undead. And probably they'll take power. And most people, I think, here on Chaffin think that the presence of the undead, the lesser ones for the matter, are actually kind of helpful. No more dangerous jobs, no more, there are some armed militant groups that are living, but most of them are undead that cannot feel pain. And if I'm not mistaken, have no souls either. They're just animated.
Well, am I there?
Yes, of course.
Why don't you have elections then? Huh?
Which place
do not-
honestly have elections around here?
There aren't many places that do have elections. If I remember correctly, Soul Union doesn't have any. Academy certainly doesn't. I think that perhaps. Wait, I gotta play devil's advocate here for fucking dictatorship. Wait a second. I think that every time you change hands in power, things are usually sluggish and are in a standstill. When they are not condensed, but in the hands of one source, which also remains living and undying, things can go much quicker. Changes could be much quicker. Policies could be implemented in a matter of weeks.
Says the dude who was dissatisfied with Count Okoye taking a couple of years to provide feedback on how well you did.
Of course.
Years for providing feedback.
He has no obligation to me. again, this actually plays to my point. I think things should be expedited. And since I'm in very low priority in his eyes, he can shove me away.
I think it's a
But-
vampire thing.
Perhaps.
Infinite
But
time and all.
I do hear and see the merit of having all sorts of advisors and the multiple how would you call it? And the multiple and diversity of ideas.
I mean, you guys can't honestly be advocating for democracy. We all know that that doesn't work at a large scale.
The funny
I
thing
mean,
is,
just look at all of the kingdoms around.
I
It's
believe
never
that there
worked.
is not a single democratic island in this system, even in New Horizon.
Yeah, I know there is zero.
Like, in what we mean, like, real life, no.
No, in the material plane, right? There isn't.
Well, you don't know what's happening in the prime material because 100 years has passed. I haven't worked on that. I'm talking about Aether. On Aether, not really, no.
The Lords of Aqua Sol, yeah, they're all dictatorships, basically.
Yeah, basically. I mean, benevolent, sure, but
Every dictator sees himself benevolent, I'm sure.
Of course.
a glorious sun.
So, can we find this guy? What? I just want to talk to him. We don't have to, like, I don't know, pan him over or do anything with it. I just gotta, I don't know. He may be someone I know. I don't know.
Definitely, I'm with you on this one. I just wanted to know Bobby's position on things.
Make a call, Captain.
Hmm?
Make a call. Make a decision.
I made my decision for myself. I am going after him
Yeah, well,
and his organization.
I'm just gonna assume we're all doing that then. Some vote. Well, I decided already I was doing this.
Same. I'm helping the captain no matter what.
If you, Bobby, want me to order you to help me in this pursuit, in order for you later on to say I was just following orders, then ask that of them.
It's already 4 out of 5, isn't it? You don't need to discuss semantics at this point.
You can be your own person. You don't have to jump off the bridge if everyone's jumping off a bridge.
I mean, I would still jump off the bridge. I could fly.
Also, I think
It will
my
hurt me
friends,
less
my
than
friends
that.
are smart people. If they're jumping off the bridge, they probably have a good reason. Like there's a fire behind us or something, and the river below. So I'd jump with them. Yeah.
Yes, but there is
Just like, Bobby's
consideration.
like, wait, why are you jumping after me, fools? I can fly!
The point is that there is
Windows
consideration.
taking notes.
Winner's like, what? I can do what? What? No, you can't.
Right. So, any threads? Any directions you guys have in mind?
Can I buy something off of your father before we leave? Can I buy something off of your family? If they
What exactly?
I was thinking about it for a while. I thought it'd be a useful tool. A drone.
You reckon his family is in the drone selling business?
Well, I don't know. They're just rich, so I assume they have stuff.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and presume the things they use are of undead nature, which you can't command. Just my two
I'm just
pennies.
gonna make a flashback
forgot.
to an hour ago when Jack said you can take half of our fell beds.
Yeah, I forgot that this place is a little bit lesser tech-wise. They've undead stuff.
I
We
mean,
also have drones, by the way. At least we have one drone that we used for surveillance on our ship already.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, if you want to buy like a cute undead puppy, you can do that.
Yeah, never mind.
He's gonna be a good
Oh,
boy
nice.
forever.
No, thank you.
So, Lance, you said you have a direction. Which direction is that?
What? Did I? When did I say
I
that?
think that was a sarcastic yes.
Oh, okay.
The voice in the sky. But I would. I think I'm gonna be taking a couple of tours. I mean, I'm not the greatest investigator, but I am decent at, getting us places we need to be. So I think for the start, I'm going to be checking out the city center, walking a bunch of places, making sure we can go a bunch of places if need be, if you guys don't mind. Because I honestly don't see myself helping any other way. Unless... You remember how I was a little sick? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They taught us about this in academy. Frequent exposure and usage of certain magical abilities will also, in some people, hone their abilities to perceive such magic.
What do you mean?
I mean, you smell pretty strongly to me nowadays, Winnel.
I did shower. What do you mean?
That's what I mean. I've started seeing and
This week.
smelling magic.
Don't know when. But...
And
Okay.
you being...
You can detect magic.
I can see and smell certain kinds at least, yeah. And Winnel smells pretty strongly, so, yeah.
What do I smell like? What are you talking about?
Do you mind if I do a quick test?
Do you know what,
what does
ochre
he smell
smells? Do you know what ochre smells like?
Oh, okay.
Sulfur.
A little, yeah.
You mean he smells like fart?
No,
rotten
not
eggs.
no,
No,
more
no,
like
not-
a very earthy ochre tone.
Yeah. Not
is
so.
what Winnel smells like to me.
Okay, good whiskey.
Do you mind if I
I don't know.
have
I
a
don't
quick
drink.
test just to see? Lance.
Sure.
This music's playing while
I-
we're smelling each other.
No. Dan,
It's a banger.
Yeah.
This is a fucking banger.
I summon Solus invisibly somewhere in the somewhere in the room, but it's invisible.
I think that falls under the magical effect thingy, right?
I mean, it's a focus from the other book, the whatchamacallit, this Black Sun, whatever. It's a focus. Should I link it?
No, more about Lance's ability, because I've thought about some things, but not about everything.
It says you manifest arcane energy as a visible, often in the form of a sorcerer's blade or hold bolts. That's the description.
You're muted if you're talking.
I need to go look at the specific page in Codex of the Black Sun for a second for meta psionics. Or maybe I just posted it to you, Don, right? I can just go there.
Okay, so it says enchanted or magically empowered entity.
Or if they actively use a magical power in the
Yeah.
metapscience presence, at least that part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna say, like, for a moment, you see like Miles' shadow shrink and disappear, and he himself kind of like darkens as if like like a cloud passes over sky, and you don't see like a blade in his hand, but you just see like a thin void-like rip in reality open and appear in his hand. Just like somebody.
I think he summoned it somewhere in the room, not in his hand.
Oh yeah, I got
Oh,
a summon
okay.
in my hand, and then I puff it up and somewhere in the room.
Sure.
I mean, I don't see your typical sword, but I see a rift over there.
Can you point at it? And you point at the sword?
Yeah.
Very well. I banish it, I disband it. That could be very useful, though, if the Scorn is using magical means.
I doubt it, but maybe.
I think one thread might be the smuggling file that I've read before. They do need crystal cells, weapons, machine parts, and rations, of course.
Yeah, but that was smuggled to them, to the Children of the Sun.
Yes, but then he also said, it is rather surprising what can one buy freely if they are not being actively tracked. I guess for that we do need to find them and track them, but then we already found them. But what if we track those goods?
Can you smell the unpowered arcanotech? Isn't that magic too, in some way?
I don't know. I have no idea. Probably not, to be honest. If it's unpowered, I wouldn't say so.
Well, other than that, I had the also idea of trying to blend into society and to its less fortunate parts, and probably trying to pick up a thing or two about recruiting. They are few after all.
Play the... Okay.
Convenient
yeah.
timing. I think they're laying low, but we could try.
On the other hand, they just suffered a defeat, so they'll be looking to recuperate. They've lost the other organization, the Children of the Sun's man force, all their supplies. It's a long shot, but it's all I have currently thinking. And that music, maybe that music in the background, we could find the place of the meeting by the sounds.
I don't think that'll prove very useful. We have no idea when that was, or anything like it.
It's probably an undead piano player, if we can track him down.
Hands!
Yeah. Any other ideas?
Well, part of me wants to dress up as Melty too. But then what?
I think the news already spread far enough to know that he is compromised for sure. But perhaps one of his associates, one of his crew members, you've seen them also.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes down to tracking down specific people, I think we have an expert in our midst. And I look to Bobby.
I have no idea.
I mean, it does feel like a fucking needle in a haystack here. Especially... I think we just need to start places, quite honestly.
Oh,
Just start all of the angles.
The audio file that we heard, that's a conversation between the ungrateful...
Prelate and Meltatus.
Why are we not asking Meltatus where they met?
We certainly can.
How to contact them? I mean, the conversation sounded like that there is some sort of connection between them, a way that they can communicate. Otherwise, this meeting might not have ever been set up.
I think we asked something along those lines, and he said he just found me because I'm easy to find or something.
I have a question, Dalu. Let's say the prelate uses some magic the way you use it to disguise his voice. Could you maybe run over that tape and get a version of the voice that is unmodified? Could you retrofit that somehow? I don't even know if that's the word for that, but is there an option for that?
I've never done that before, but that sounds possible. I need a good few samples of his voice, so that's the problem.
I think you
What did
need
you say,
the
Dan?
audacity spell.
What did Dan say?
Definitely not retrofit.
Yeah, okay, no, that's not the word, I know. I mean, there are plenty of voice samples out there. My man puts himself out on video on multiple occasions.
I have another idea, but I don't think everyone's going to like it. But it is an idea. I'm spitballing here.
Who are we baiting?
I mentioned before recruitment, but perhaps hearing the Quinrick's son still lives might interest him.
Actually, that's a good idea. Bait.
Mm-hmm. The Quinrick son has landed on Nachchafen with his crew, looking into his parents' death, and wishes probably, perhaps, to pick up his father's and mother's research.
How would we expose this information? Because you cannot post it into a newspaper because it will smell like bait.
Correct. But how did then Meltatus made himself very foundable here in Nachchafen?
Well, we already asked around everywhere, so
Like it's a slightly different
Meltatus
topic.
wasn't
this-
secret identity.
Neither is Quinrick.
I mean, you could continue to walk around and ask if someone knew your parents.
I think just, asking around what happened to the Quinricks just might pique his interest.
But there's also this guy in, like, he's just on my mind all the time. In jail in I can't recall the name of the.
Dracul?
In Dracul. I think. It could be connected.
But if he's in prison, how is he gonna help us?
Well, I'm assuming that he answers questions like Petrov did so willingly.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
He's also a vampire, right?
Apparently.
Indeed.
So I don't think that, from what I assessed so far here, I don't think that you can play them as easily as you can play other, like, humans.
Definitely not.
Yeah, they have
Just
so
there's so
many
much
mechanics,
information
very
possible.
complicated.
If he was apparently there at the night of your parents' death, I mean, There's so much that could tie to that guy.
We have already started asking for information about the Quinroots. At least that
We
one
could-
goblin lady.
We could continue. But that might be time consuming. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
we gotta
that's-
start anywhere, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not a bad route if Winnell goes around asking some more.
Yeah, but I can't do that with Miles. I know him, I guess.
I mean, aren't you the one who uses face-changing magic?
Yeah,
I'm just your loyal bodyguard.
or smiles from no one.
I'll let you guys figure something. I'll try and help out by
Seven.
looking at the sound files and so on.
Okay.
I'm gonna give that a go while we wait, because I can start that immediately. And I'll go to the cockpit, the comms area.
Yeah, sure, you go there.
I haven't noticed that. Okay.
Kick Watanabe out of your chair.
Miles, do you think
Yes.
does your family have any sway in the prison on Dracul?
Do they, Dan? I don't think so.
I mean, like, will they be able to, I don't know, get somebody to shank that guy? Unlikely. Will they be able to get access to prison? I mean, okay. Nowhere
Are
in
visits
your
allowed?
conversation with your father it was said, no, you're not allowed to go there. It was more along the lines of, I mean, if you can figure out a way so that your ship and then your crew doesn't melt when you're there, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my question. I don't know if they can pull this. I want to know if the one that supposedly killed Winnell's parents had any visitors, and who those visitors are. And
So would my parents have information about that?
or if they can retrieve that information.
They could inquire.
Yes, I could ask them.
I think it's really a shot in the dark, and I think it won't go anywhere because I'm not sure what we would find out. I'm not sure what information that figure can provide.
Well, he could
In
say if he killed someone.
I mean, he
Well, he
could
said
well
it.
believe that he killed your parents.
He
Yeah.
said he killed only one, I think. He admitted to one murder.
Yeah, that's
Not
Yeah,
the other.
well, we could potentially get a more detailed description of whatever his version of the truth is. And I think maybe we can get it via the third person if he had any regular visitors. Maybe we don't have to go to the prison, but maybe we can find someone on a less hazardous planet that we can have a frank conversation with.
It's a very long shot. I will still ask my parents for that information, but finding a vampire willing to just go in the prison and ask on our behalf questions for him.
No.
That's,
Let's not go that far yet. I just want to know if so. How I would go about this is I would inquire if there are regular visitors, and then I would want to know what kind of regular visitors those are, and then only decide if there's anything worth exploring. So usually, how I do go about bounty hunting is if I don't have an exact location or someone that I know had contact with a person recently and at a specific location with like some sort of way of communicating, I would throw as much bait into the sea as I can and see what starts moving, you know? So this is it. This will not likely yield in anything, but it's at least something that we can throw.
Okay. Dan, I think I recall you saying that if he is in prison, and he's still alive, he's probably not in a very good state. By like, he's like catatonic, or like, how do you say when the lobotomy or whatever? I don't know, like a vampire lobotomy equivalent. Right?
Make me a no intelligence check.
Probably more psychotic or depersonalized than
Ostrich dice.
lobotomized.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Right. You don't have the details. You just know that there is some sort of terrible punishment that is reserved for like the worst crimes, like treason, where instead of being killed, a vampire is beastified, let's put it that way. It's not an accurate explanation of what is happening, but devolved. Let's go with devolved.
Devolved, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll still send a message to my father if he could inquire what Bobby has asked.
Okay, so the only person that we know had contact with the prelate is Maltadus.
Correct.
Well, and Coral had contact with something from the Red Dawn, asking about the weapons. Something along those lines, so he might know more, but he's far away.
Then I think we should inquire. I have an idea. Okay, so I need to know more about Maltadus meeting the prelate. Was I don't know if this was somewhere in the information already, but was he, while he was sitting at a cafe or a bar or whatever, approached by the prelate, or did the prelate tell him to go there?
It seems like a neutral place to meet, and it seemed like the prelate told him to come to this specific place, and then Maltadus said something about it's very dangerous meeting like this in public or something along the lines.
Okay. We could, so yeah, I think it makes sense. Can we quickly find out what place that is, just so we have information about that place, and we can then decide if it makes sense to visit it? Because it could either be a location that the prelate has watched and has solid defenses, or it's a place where the prelate can get out of quickly and hide away somewhere, like sewer access or something like that. Because either it's some sort of trusted place, which I honestly doubt if the prelate is as smart as I think, and it's just a neutral place where the prelate can get in out of quickly. But if it is a defended place, it may be a good place to start inquiring about the prelate.
Can I just send a quick message, a WhatsApp message, like, could you ask Melty where did he meet with the prelate?
Roll me a lead check. The first doesn't feel like responding to you. Let's see if you.
An average. It's not even average.
My father is feeling rather magnanimous today. let's say like 10 minutes later, you get basically a text message with an address of a cafe in.
Mm-hmm. And did he acknowledge the acquiring information about the prison?
Oh,
Like the
that
previous
bit.
one?
I'll say it will take a while.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we have that.
Do you know? Okay, so you have an address of the cafe. I think I think the easiest way. We have 2 routes to go, and I think one won't work. We could either dress Miles up as Meltatus, beat him up, and then say, okay, he escaped and he's looking for the prelate in hopes of sanctuary, and this is the plan that I don't think will work. But the alternative is that Winnell goes there alone and asks just the waiters, have you seen someone with a curiously deep voice with someone talking to this guy, and you show a picture of Meltatus. And then
I
you
like
say,
that
I
better,
think
yeah.
this is my long lost father. I'd like to find them.
The ladies?
Wait,
No,
what?
not Meltatus is not the long lost father, but
Like,
the one with
nobody's
the deep voice.
gonna believe that Miltages is Winnow's father. He's too handsome. Miltages, not that's Winnow.
This Batman.
No, or you just inquire if, and you make it obvious, not trying to be super on the down low, like you're really trying to find someone. You have an urge to find them.
Are there how do you say in this? How do they have in this world like microphone stuff? Like, can we wire Winnell?
I think we talked about this. I think I want to say we decided no.
No. Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna ask how Melty taped that call in that case, but
Magic.
There are recorders. They're just not long range yet.
I mean, we could just be on a phone call with him when he has it in his pocket. Not great audio
Yeah, but it's a data
quality,
slab.
but
It's fucking. It's like holding the old kind of phones, you know.
well, then, are there any wizards in this godforsaken place?
Most likely. Most likely half of them are necromancers, but beggars can't be choosers.
Still a wizard.
Necromancer school matters.
I mean, you could. No, that won't help.
I know.
Meltatus recorded the call.
Well, I know, like, wizards can do something like that. And honestly, this is gonna sound cocky, but if they can do it, I can do it. So, that whole
I like your
thing
attitude.
where I'm not supposed to poke around in other magic and stuff. I found magic is magic, and it's fairly easy to learn. I think it's one of the first things they learn. It's a communication spell. I mean, I don't know how long it would take, but
why do you want? Why are we?
Because if
talking about
Winnell needs help, we need to know that he needs help, and we need to respond as quickly as possible.
oh, there's a street dog nearby that can teleport him out.
Yes, but then that compromises you.
No, it compromises a dog.
What's up, dog?
Shh. Can you do that while you're a dog?
Don't see why not.
Sure.
I've done it as a cat before.
That works. That works.
Yeah,
And
I mean, why have it be a street dog? Why is it not just Reynolds' dog that he has with him?
Works for me too.
Does Winner look like a dog person?
Yes.
he looks more like a bunny person.
No, he looks like a pet person. He looks like everything is welcome. I could imagine we would have a horse if we had the space for it. Actually, we do. Winnel,
Why
I
don't
think
we
you should
have
get
a
a
horse?
horse.
So we rest for today because it's getting very late, and then tomorrow we go to this address with. Well, Winnel goes in with his pet, inquires about some things, and if he's in trouble, he
He's
vanishes.
not.
And if he doesn't, then that still leaves Bobby, Dalu, and I on the lookout.
More or less, yeah. I mean,
Sounds like a plan.
probably not, honestly. Like, as good as your observational skills may be, it would take a blind man to miss you, and even they might.
Yep.
So I'd consider if Bobby wasn't too close, that's probably honestly a little better.
If it's a cloudy day, I can hover in the clouds and come swooshing down, but it may take a minute or two for me to come down. Yeah, no, honestly, I think it's fine if you to go there, and then if something really dangerous happens, you just teleport
Wait,
back here, and then we can teleport back,
Wait.
and I start shooting.
wait. You can fly, right?
Yes.
I don't know if anything works in this metal suit, but can I turn you into a bird and you fly around?
Wait, what?
I need
How
to be in my
big a
suit
bird?
for this to work.
Yeah, but can I turn you and your suit? I don't know. We should try.
Into a 500-kilo bird.
I'm just gonna.
Like a pigeon or something.
It's one fucking pigeon. He like lands on a line.
Just immediately crashes down.
Wait,
Flies into the side of a vehicle and just topples over.
Are
He
you
flies into an
suggesting?
airplane engine.
Are you suggesting you want to ostracize Bobby?
The question is, can you maintain two of those at the same time?
And then some. You know what?
Okay.
I'll cast some sensors for the whole group.
Your friends can be 4 bunnies in a suit.
We can. Be 4 bunnies in a suit.
I think bunnies are too small for Winnel, unless they're big bunnies, but otherwise, yes.
Well, I mean, bunny is not much smaller than a
Yeah,
cat.
cat-sized bunny.
Actually, bunnies are usually much bigger than cats, unless it's my
Yeah, a lot
Yeah?
of them. Yeah, a lot of them.
No, like a house
Your
bunnies.
cats eat them?
Uh,
No
I
idea.
mean,
I've
they will
seen you
try.
eating ones.
So, just as a preparation, everybody gets these three. Which one is the third? Elephant
I
feet.
feel like
Awesome.
I'm being set up for a these nuts joke.
Okay, everyone got these. Awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I do that?
But we're
one
going
more
to
day?
sleep now, so I don't know how long this is gonna stay.
I mean, count your changes. I don't know how many you have.
The spell slots is the
Yeah.
limiting factor right now.
They're all active while we sleep.
Yeah, you can hear really good while you're sleeping, so you can't sleep.
Does the first part of the first vision have any content? Except for here's some information that you didn't know about owls, probably.
It's
And it
fucking
has
low light
nothing
vision.
to do with the spell's effect.
Yes.
But it just explains why you got low light vision. Be happy.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
so
super
this
interesting.
whole thing is just about that we have low light vision.
And hearing
And hearing.
and vibration things for notice
Yeah.
checks.
Tough from Avatar.
Yes, you have low light hearing.
You should add a TLDR section at the bottom of each spell, and just say what the effect is. TLDR, dark vision or something.
Well, it says
No.
in the title.
Yeah.
Elephant
Yeah,
feet
it's
sounds like Bobby's second form. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Here, Bobby, from a mile away. Okay.
Well then I suggest we go to sleep and then execute on this plan in the morning.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't think
please.
the plans are getting any better. We really need to stop with it.
It's been today for like a month.
Yeah, I definitely need those hit points.
You still hurt?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just a tad about
What?
a bit about half.
A bit better. A little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please
that's-
spend
Oh.
more spell slots.
That's another.
many do
strength.
you
Well, we're
left?
sleeping right now, aren't we?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you recover
I
your
got
spells
7.
after a long rest, right?
Thank you. I think after a long rest, I will now be able to recuperate to my fullest.
I do? Why? Don't I?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not giving me a rest, okay. Fuck.
Well then,
Well,
good night.
we assume that we're going to sleep, but maybe the ungrateful prostate is going to come to our ship in the night and asking us for massages. So who knows?
You know, if you keep making the joke, then the ungrateful prostate is gonna give you an ungrateful prolapse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already in bed.
Yeah, let's go to bed. Yeah.
Alright. So you all go to sleep. No, you don't get notice checks on it.
Is it morning?
We're dead.
So, whilst you're sleeping in the captain's quarters, right?
Yes, with Kartoffel, of course.
Who's sleeping in the like single bed in the quarters?
Single bed. They're like.
Can you show the
different
ship?
rooms,
Someone gets a single bed?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one that's not a bunk bed. That's what he means.
Do we usually fight for this, or what happens?
Actually, I'm not sure I should ask this question because I think at this point Bobby is only capable of sleeping on that bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a
there's
single
4
bed
and
with.
He's
then
definitely not
a-
getting
right.
onto the top bunk.
Mhm.
Yeah, correct.
I honestly don't think that I would even sleep in a bed anymore because I don't think it would hold that.
I
much
mean,
weight.
like the most you can do is like lock your metal legs in place and put your torso on a bed. That's the most you can do, so that you don't sleep standing. But you're basically like doing, like that, like bridge when like 4 people make a bridge. You know, you're
Yeah.
basically doing that,
Hmm.
but on your own, because you have super legs. Bobby has never skipped a leg day. Buddy has never skipped a leg day.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for the purpose of this. Miles, do you sleep? Do you drink before sleep? Today?
Hmm. Let me think.
There's always yes here.
Nah, I'm thinking. No, I think he wouldn't drink after this day. He usually drinks when there's a lot of downtime and he is not on a mission, like in between jumps or something like that.
The door to Miles' room creaks quietly as it is pushed slightly ajar. A low shadow sneaks through it, darting down the hall. stopping.
You're cutting out a bit. Your noise gate might be a bit too.
Click, click. The low light of the hallway reveals the interior of the quarters. 5 beds and 4 figures. Quietly. The figure moves low, looking around. Seemingly finds the bed it was looking for as it lifts and reaches out towards the sleeping, unsuspecting lens. Soft, mustard crusted paw pads caress Lens's cheek as Kartoffel looks at him and goes,
My sandwich.
and disappears in the night, spreading breadcrumbs everywhere. The next day comes, and you're all alive.
Okay.
At least your bodies are.
-1 strain and +7 hit points.
It's 11-11.
How many hit points do we regain?
Your level.
Level.
Yeah, no constitution modifier, no nothing.
Full again at 23 hit points.
I mean, like, you heal up in full, like, what, like 2 nights, 3 nights?
Yeah, I would need 4 if I was really down.
Yeah, for the last hit point.
Yeah.
Do we say anything on the cheating with healing? I forgot. We discussed.
Cheat.
I mean, it adds a strain.
It adds strain because basically, like, Miles got strain, Miles lost strain. And
Yeah, so
you
I'm
can
still on
continue
2
expanding spell slots. You're gonna pay for it eventually.
Yeah, strain is a thing.
I mean, I know who was complaining to me about having no spells in the last fight.
Right, so let's go and have a breakfast at a cafe, right? That's a plan?
Sure.
Yes.
Or
Are you all going together?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No? What?
we need to be somewhere. Like
Why
arrive there.
are we not on the ship? Winnel and Lance can go there and teleport back to the ship. And if we need to go back, he teleports us all back and then we open fire.
Yep.
you're
Agreed.
fucking lazy. I like it.
Yes. I mean, honestly, where am I supposed to hide?
As a bird! I think we established that.
I don't think this will work.
Let's try the bird. Come on.
You're hiding as a bird and he's hiding as a dog. No?
No, let's do the teleporting thing. It's
Okay.
much safer.
I want to see that bird.
Alright.
Just like yeah, I'm imagining Will going. Oh, Mr. Ungrateful Crab. Have you met my pet? Mr. Chicken? Mr. Robot Chicken?
and then just tackle him.
Lasers from their eyes!
A 500 kilo chicken hits you. You immediately die.
Oh my god. Alright, so it's.
Hey, can I go and like climb up the side of a building unassumingly and watch? I want to use the boots.
I mean, you can try.
Well, I'll say it to Miles. Hey Miles, can I go up a building to this, like near the cafe, and watch from afar?
Oh, I think they're teleporting? No, wait, you're driving them.
Oh, you're teleporting
it's
back.
certainly driving.
Yes. Yes, if something goes wrong, right, he teleports here, he takes me and Bobby back there, and then we fight there, and we can pick you up later. If we also I think that works out. Yes. You can join them.
Or wherever you want to fight, if there's a fight, sure. I thought
I
a
don't
handy
see a
vantage
fight
point to
coming.
have. Yeah.
But yeah, let's do it.
That's the best fight, is the one that you don't see coming.
I'm gonna go like, really far away and get the Spider-Man up the side of a building, and then I'll watch from like
Alright.
half a kilometer away or something.
I assume you hail a taxi or cab to carriage, I guess, to go to the cafe?
Yes, since transportation is apparently free here, why not?
It's not.
It's not? Miles claimed it was free public transport.
It's like
No, not.
5
I didn't
credits
say
or something.
free public transport.
You did.
No, I said
Yes.
something about health insurance and what else? I said
And free public
and labor?
transport.
But you're
No,
not
and
looking for
yes.
public transport, you're trying to get a cab.
I'm sure there's also a bus.
Okay, alright, okay, sure, fine. So, you exit your ship. You go to the station at the end of the docks. You wait 15 minutes for the Undead Express to arrive, which picks
The
you
Undead
up
Express.
and everybody else and takes you to the city. There you check your map,
Beautiful.
grab a public carriage, and drive it to the artist district,
Beautiful, yes.
where you disembark after paying 1 credit for the ticket, because no public transportation is ever completely free. At the end of the
I'm gonna
street,
tell
you
Miles
need
he
to
lied
go.
to me.
Oh, 1 credit each.
Can I? If I was going
Unless
to
Lance is
somewhere,
unless
Lance is already a dog when
he's
we
a
left.
dog.
I'm a
Okay.
dog. I don't pay
A
for
small dog, big dog.
Cat-sized dog.
It's a German Shepherd.
Then you need to pay
That's
for
a
the
big
dog.
one. Really?
Yes. Yes.
dog owner
Because he
pays.
takes up a seat.
You can pay half a credit for him, like luggage. You
I don't
can
have half
consider
credits.
him as luggage.
What do you think?
Well, round it up, buddy.
Dan, would I have gone like a separate way from everyone because I wanted to go somewhere far away and look?
Up to you.
No, because for flavor, because I wanted to know. Because if so, I wouldn't have realized that I need to pay, and I have no money on me, so I would have had to get a loan for like 50 credits to do this.
You don't have a single credit on you.
You don't have a.
No, I got no money.
Dalu, here, take 50 credits
Thank you.
and add them to yourself.
I think you're taking the unpaid intern policy a bit too far.
I'm terrible.
You know, you should complain to HR, to Kartoffel.
Is she HR?
Of course she's HR.
No, dude, she's the CTO.
She's CEO.
Sure.
Actually, she's CEO, Chief Cat Officer.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Chief Cat's.
Yeah, right. So, Winnel, you are like walking down like with a shepherd, which does draw some attention. Like, there's not too many like big pets in the city, especially since you kind of have him without a collar, without a lead.
What?
Without
I don't have a leash?
Muzzle. Is it a muzzle? Like what you put on that face?
Yeah.
Not a
It's
muzzle. Yeah, but you get there and you like are in front of the cafe and roll me d20. And meanwhile, Adalu roll me a sneak check and a notice check.
Sure.
Luckily for you, Winnel, this is one of those like hipster cafe that allow pets inside, so that's not gonna be an issue.
Mhm.
So you go in. There's like a and you enter into a like mid-size, like 30 people that can sit, very cozy, like dim lit cafe. It is relatively early right now because you went early in the day, so it's almost empty. Like you miss the breakfast hours basically, and you're like right after that, so like 2-3 people sitting on various places, and like one of them is sitting at a pad, another one is like sketching something. There is a bar table, like separate from the tables, all tables that has a person. As you enter the cafe, a waitress notices you and approaches you and goes like, "No, sir, a table for 2."
Yep. A little coffee and a minute of your time.
Of course, of course.
Oh,
And she goes off to get your order. You sit down, flops under the table, like around thinking. Somewhere half across the street, Dalo is going to. Nobody notices him. Nobody stops him from doing whatever he's doing. You're now perched on the rooftop of a building, and I'm gonna say just because you have those eagle eyes who work as the scope, basically like binoculars, you can actually like see into the cafe. You don't have like line of sight of the whole room, but let's say
Sure.
you do manage like to get like relocating a little bit at this moment a position that you at least can see Winnell and his table.
Cool.
okay. I hope I remember the plan right. I'm just gonna ask her.
Here
Excuse
you go,
me. Have
dear.
you?
She like puts the coffee cup with like some this like, called like saucer with cream, a bowl of sugar cubes.
Yeah,
Anything
I
else
don't
you'd
need
like?
any of that. Yeah, just I mean, my friend sent me here. It's actually this guy, and I pull out a picture I obviously have of Miltiades. And
Oh, you have a very handsome friend.
yes, maybe you remember him. He was here a while ago. And actually, I'm looking for his friend. He was with someone very a bit weird, if you ask me. Like his carrying a mask, he said, and his voice was really weird sounding, maybe even distorted.
And that sounds unusual. And why are you asking?
You're not gonna believe this, but I think this weird guy with a mask, he might be my father. It's just a theory, and I would just want to talk to the guy and
Roll a dog check.
maybe a DNA sample or something, and
DNA sample.
Does
And
he get
maybe
a
some-
bonus because it's a very heartfelt story of a long lost son searching for his father?
Oh, he gets fucking
It
disadvantage.
gets a chance.
The dog makes sad
Fuck.
dog noises.
Fuck,
The
fuck,
dog
fuck,
The
goes,
dog makes puppy eyes.
fuck! I could have done something about this fucking roll.
oh my
Oh
god,
my
that
God.
gave
Could have helped him with a +1.
6. Actually, one moment. I need to make a roll.
Fuck! Forgot about something.
1 second. Okay, 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 okay. Um, you know what? I do remember them. But I have to tell you, it is not a very good policy to lie.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, that's a very nice story, but it's not true.
But I said I'm not sure. I just want to talk to the guy because he does a lot of things my father did. So, well, what part do you mean?
I
mean,
don't believe that's why I'm looking for him.
well, that's 100% the reason I'm looking for him. Let's make a deal. If you see him again, you just give him my number. He gives me a call, and that's that. No harm.
Make me another talk
No
check.
Dane. Why?
Because this whole plan relies on your ability to talk. Alright, that I can do. But no more.
Oh, that's
If I see him.
plenty. Yeah. Remember,
You
red guy,
write down
mask.
a phone on your napkin, I assume.
Mm. Tell him it's Wendell. Maybe he forgot.
Sure. You still shouldn't lie. That's not gonna get you far here.
I usually don't lie. I have a friend who never lies. I'm trying to be more like him.
If you say so. He picks up the napkin. Walks off. You should kind of like exchange a couple of words with the bartender. And returns to
Fuck. At some point, while drinking my coffee, if no one is looking, I would like to cast my spice spell, the sensory leech, on her.
Mental save. Mental save. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Why do you make me roll so much?
So much, yes.
Yeah, you have to do some work too for your exposure and experience gaining.
Okay. Your eyes go and suddenly, for the first time in your life, you have a different point of view. And you have a tray on your hands and tips in your pocket. And you start going around the shop and you see yourself from the side.
I immediately turn it off for now.
Looking really, really creepy. You had no idea how creepy you look. That hood, with that scraggy beard, that you're pretty sure you washed this.
I mean, have you seen my dad?
Yes, the hood runs in the family.
Yeah, so...
Why don't you believe that's my dad? I have his hood.
I have his creepiness. What do you mean?
Yes. A lot of people tell me I'm just as uncomfortable. I'm making them as uncomfortable as my father made them. Alright, anything else you wanna do to cruise people?
Oh, not right now. drink my
Not right
coffee and
now.
leave.
Okay.
No, what's the question again?
Anything else you want to do?
No, drink up, leave, pay,
Do you leave a
and
tip?
then it's yes, of course. And
1.5
when I
credits!
no, a generous tip, whatever that is.
2 credits!
If the coffee's 1 credit, then I'll leave 2 credits tip. I don't know, what the fuck? 10 credits.
You
Okay,
leave 10 credits?
I leave 10 credits tip
God,
plus coffee.
terrible. That makes people so suspicious.
I don't know the prices here. Like, dog worker has to work 2 days for that.
Yes. That's why a coffee costs less than a dog walker's 2-day salary.
Okay, I'd like to find Dark Alley, or let me check what's the range on that.
Alright. Find a creepy alley.
A creepy alley. Oh, we can actually go back if we want to. Yeah, and if we find a creepy alley,
Lance, anything you
Hey.
wanted to do in the coffee shop? Right, you
I
find
say-
the creepy alley.
I mean, I didn't. I
Oh, no,
assume
go.
I didn't see any magic and smelling apart from Winnel. So
I'd like to do some parkour around the rooftops far away to keep an eye on them.
Oh, you do. Alright.
Oh,
Make me an exert skill check.
Oh, why did I say
With
parkour?
strength!
Strength. Oh, what the fuck?
isn't dexterity like?
No.
It's about speed, you know?
You try and muscle up only with dexterity.
Damn. Fuck.
Make me a reaction saving throw, or whatever it's called. Reflex.
Evasion.
Evasion, yeah, that one. Alright. You're so cool. Nobody sees you as you. Like the old man is running on these rooftops, your cloak billowing, your mask covering your face. You jump and go catching the very lip of the next roof over instead of falling 2 floors down.
What the fuck?
Make me another
Okay.
exert check.
Oh, you do have exert as well, though.
Yeah, I got exert, but 8 strength.
You make it across the lip of the roof and back onto the roof.
Oh. I will be heavy breathing. And then I'll keep moving. Put it off.
Okay. Any purpose to all of this? Because like you like see them disappear into a creepy alley and don't come out of it.
Is there any purpose to all of I'm not running around. I'm just running around.
I
just
don't
wanted to
know
see
what
him.
was the purpose of your trip.
I wanted to see if I could I'm far away, but I want to move a little to see, the alleyway they go into, if possible.
Okay, sure. You see
That's
it.
all. Can I see them?
They walk into the alleyway and then they disappear.
Okay. I'm just gonna I'll sit and wait for a bit. And if nothing happens within 10 minutes, I will go home.
I don't think anything happens in 10 minutes because I'm pretty sure they just teleported back to the ship.
Yeah, I think.
what?
Yeah.
No, we're taking public transport.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I'll just swing my legs on a roof and then just go home.
Why did you go to the creepy alley then?
I think he wanted to ask me questions.
Oh, I actually would have said like, let's go back to the ship. I need some privacy.
Like quick, or can we take the carriage again?
Or what?
Okay, if you're answering him, you're not a dog anymore. Just saying.
Either you take us back now, or you stand watch. And what can you do? You can't do shit if someone comes.
You can't do a shit
You
if somebody
you
comes.
distract them when they come. I need to. Okay, then
He takes
because I won't hear or see anything for a while, and I'll tune back into her and see what she does, what she's doing.
Okay, that was Crash the disappear part. Apparently I misunderstood. You just say your friend Winnow talking to the dog, and then he kind of goes. Alright, you peer back into her. She is currently sitting at a table waiting for customers. No customers, really. She's reading a book.
Which book? Okay, then. If there's nothing's happening.
Of Saiden Avec.
Yeah.
No, the book is a detective novel.
Oh.
Yeah, just like reading the part about like a prelude to a murder. I mean, like a dark shadow in the night.
Detective Rickik, okay.
The
Then,
dreadful shadow in the night. The mustard kill.
Okay, then I'll tune out and just want to see if she contacts anyone. I'll maybe back later. Okay, let's go back. Move.
Can I contact Winnell and Lance through Compad and go, I see you guys are leaving, I can't see any more. Should I stay and watch this person, or is there no point? Can I go home?
I think you can go. I don't want you.
As
I don't
Dal
know.
goes, do I need to stay and watch this person? Can I go home? You feel blip blip. Just downpour rain.
I've got a new cloak on, I'm good.
Yeah, it's middle of November. It's cold as fuck. The wind goes rain into your face. I'm being supportive.
I'll cover the phone. So should I stay?
No.
No? Okay, bye.
All these fucking phones.
Actually.
When we oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Turn that down.
So loud.
Oh, that's in roll
Okay.
20. Fucking hell.
I love the sound of rain.
There we go.
Sleeping, it's the best.
When we get back to the ship, can I go? Alright, so did you learn anything off of this person?
Oh, but let me check again. I'm periodically checking what she does, but like there's a low chance.
I presume I will have been let out of dark mode by now, and I am gonna tell them that apparently she remembered the hooded figure, but she believed that Winnell was lying, and so he left his number. So if that guy ever goes by there again, she can pass it to him or something, but I think Winnell cast a spell on her and is spying on her. Not sure if he's going anywhere with that, though.
No, she's just reading a boring book.
Well, if she's just a normal person at the shop, well, she's never gonna see him again since, keeping his identity under wraps.
Well, why would she say you're lying, I'm obviously a good talker, so she would have no reason to suspect me of that. So, he knew something.
I mean,
agrees.
We started with that one, right? So that's the first step to tech. That's fine. Now we could also do the seeing if we can't get to the real voice deal. I'm gonna go back to Center City and walk around for a bit, just to get a couple of places and so on. And yeah, maybe we can also look at if the. I'm not sure how much Arcana web there is around here, but maybe there's also some
As much as in
forums
North
and shit
Korea.
like that. Oh, that little. Oh, gee. Well, then there's probably no smuggling networks on the Arcana web.
What are you talking about? I got rockets.
Yeah, from a friend. By the way, just saying, Lance, you do have a complaining kartoffel on your shoulder. You're not quite sure what she's saying, but you're pretty sure it has something to do with teleporting dogs on her ship. Also, you find no sandwiches in the kitchen.
No sandwiches? Ah, this is the worst.
Winnow, make me a d20 roll.
How long does that spell last, by the way? How long does that sensory leech thing last?
As long as he
Okay.
maintains focus, which he technically can do indefinitely.
Light focus, indefinite. Jesus.
Whatever.
Damn.
Turn the creep up to 11.
Unless he goes like combat unconscious.
That is actually max creep, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Every
hey, it's in
breath
character.
you take, you just because you literally rolled the same number I rolled on my d20, you randomly go into her senses and you see her typing a message on a data pad going, hey, somebody was asking about the Prelude and Prejudice in Cafe today. They said it was their father. I'm pretty sure they lied. And that's where we're
Fucking
gonna end the
data.
session.